Today, we speak to noted animal expert Jack Hanna on the most endangered species in all of North America, the Louisiana State touchdown.
And early Black Friday deals in Atlanta, where Cole Stout is offering one free interception with every completion.
It's time to wake up, college football! Welcome to week 12 of Wake Up College Football, brought to you by Ubisoft's Shape Up. And before we get into it, you know what? I don't even care if he shapes up. This Minnesota staffer on the sideline.
He runs hot.
In the snow.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Domination.
I hope he was eating frozen treats all game.
I hope so. I hope he was taunting the other sideline with like this. Oh, it's not
you
cold
guys.
out.
You guys want flavor ice?
Frozen
I got
Margs?
flavor ice. Purple.
No? Yes?
No? Yeah?
Pink
Yeah?
lemonade.
Yeah?
All swirled.
Shaved ice. I got the Snoopy thing. I'm making
So
snow
hot out.
cones.
We could do a whole show about this.
We should.
We probably shouldn't, though. All right. What to you, because it was a day of awesome things happening in college football, what was on top of the awesome mountain for you?
We would be foolish if we did not lead with Melvin Gordon.
This is correct.
408 yards, new FBS record in 3 quarters.
This many.
Did not even need the whole game or even close to it to do it. And what was so impressive is that he did it on 25 carries.
Yep.
It's not fair.
He wasn't run into the ground.
No, when LaDainian Tomlinson set this record in 1999, he did it on 43 carries. I don't understand how Melvin Gordon is doing this, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to say that he should not be top 3, top 2 Heisman candidate
Absolutely.
at this point.
I think he and Mariota have distanced themselves at this point from the field. Amazing that they were able to top their performance a couple years ago against Nebraska in the Big Ten championship game.
This is just mean.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
That was incredible. And of course, Wisconsin kills Nebraska and moves on and looks to be in a good position to win the division.
To play probably Ohio State in the conference championship game.
Yes.
Will be an excellent test for them to see if they have moved on from sort of the early season hiccups.
Yes. Okay. To me, the most awesome thing just below that might have been Alabama's defense.
Ooh, man.
The offense has been pretty inconsistent this year. They get a really good week, and then they have an Arkansas game, and then they have an Ole Miss game.
Right.
And Blake Sims is very good, comes up, he makes plays, but in terms of consistent play over 4 quarters, the defense has been, unsurprisingly, the bright shining star. A'Shawn Robinson is a bad man.
Dak Prescott watching him make some of the decisions this game was sort of like being with a friend who's drunk and sad at 2 in the morning and ordering food, and you're like, oh, you're going to get the garlic knots and the wing? Okay, well, I mean, I don't think that's going to make you feel better, but...
Yeah,
okay.
It was a lot of that. They were able to stop
that.
Josh Robinson. Dak Prescott ran the ball a lot, but really ineffective for the majority of the game.
Yeah, and when Mississippi State got down into scoring position, that's when Alabama put the clamps on.
Yep, 3 big picks in this game. Alabama looked fantastic. As a team, they're not the most complete, but that's the most complete defense in the country.
Yeah, what to you was unexpected about this week?
I was not expecting TCU to lay the kind of egg that they laid in Lawrence against Kansas, a Kansas team that's looked better since getting rid of Charlie Weis.
Yep.
They've been a lot more competitive.
Weird. Who would have thought? That never happens.
Right, and their offensive numbers actually weren't bad. Boykin didn't have a terrible game. Aaron Green ran the ball relatively well. They spread the ball to receivers well. It was little things. It was turnovers on special teams, and it was, the tipped pass that Kansas juggles to itself, King, the receiver, and then takes however many yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So it was breakdowns and little things, which, granted, it happens. It's football. But if you are a top 5 team, if you are in the playoff at the moment, there's a higher standard, and TCU did not meet it.
And as we talked about last week, TCU has they've made their case to be in the playoff. They have already performed the talent portion of the competition.
True.
They need to just get off stage.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look good
Answer the world
if you
peace question,
stumble.
get off.
Yeah, you've stumbled off stage. Maybe that will matter, maybe it won't.
Right.
Not the best start for TCU trying to hold on to that last spot
Especially
in the playoff.
without a championship game.
Yeah.
All right, to you, what weren't you expecting that ultimately came to fruition?
So, broader picture here.
Okay.
At this point in the season, the Pac-12 South has 5 teams that have 7 wins.
Yeah.
It's an insanely deep division that we don't really talk about in the same way that we talk about an SEC West or maybe
because
an
it
ACC
happens
Coastal.
in the middle of the night.
Because
you
it
see?
happens when everybody's fast asleep.
Right.
But one of the most surprising teams of that group, I think, is Utah.
Definitely.
7-3 right now. has got 4 conference wins. A team that, went 5-7 2 years in a row.
They've been sort of stagnating around an average level.
Yeah, we all talked about that they were expected to come into the Pac-12 and really turn some heads. Did not do that the first 3 years. And they've been super competitive in every game except the Oregon game this year.
Yeah.
And now the Pac-12 South, with Arizona State losing in the middle of the night, is kind of topsy-turvy. UCLA holds its own destiny in its hands.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens. I really don't know.
Yeah, and the division, all of these teams scheduled well in the non-conference, and there is a case that they should all be ranked, all 5 of these teams.
Yes, if you play in the Pac-12 South, you need to be ready to play an entire season.
Correct.
You need to be in top shape. And that's why we're going to go to our health and fitness expert, Nathan, for more information on how you can stay in shape this college football season.
Thanks, Ryan. Now, as many of you know, staying motivated and exercising on a regular basis can be pretty tough. But thanks to Ubisoft's new game Shape Up, you can stay healthy from the comfort of your own home. That's why I've challenged myself to play Stunt Run while wearing the gear that my heroes wear on the field every Saturday.
Nathan, is that really a good idea? Maybe you should be wearing like normal workout clothes?
Thanks, Ryan, but I think I know what my body can handle. Let's do this. See? I told you that was easy.
Ooh, thanks, Nathan. You can really see the results. He's getting yoked.
Giving it 110.
I love the effort.
Maybe should only give 108.
Well, that happens too.
whatever.
All right, to you, what was the most meaningful, looking forward from this week on, that happened on Saturday?
Florida State comes back to beat Miami. Not all that surprising at this point. Let's try to focus on the positive things for Florida State.
Definitely.
Roberto Aguayo, awesome kicker, nailed a 53-yarder in the second half of this game, has missed 2 kicks, field goal, extra point, whatever, in his entire college career, and is a very, very good weapon for a Florida State offense that is kind of, sometimes there, sometimes isn't.
Right, they disappear quickly early on. I will say Jalen Ramsey, with the positive, all over the field. Gets that crucial, he gets to Brad Kaya late in the game, he gets the interception to close the game. He is used in the similar way to how they use LaMarcus Joyner, sort of the nickel, safety, rover type, and is
the problem causer.
That talented. The problem causer. He's Honey Badger. He is in that role, he blocks the extra point early, and Miami loses by 4, blocked extra points, hooked field goal.
Yeah, it's the other thing I'll say about Florida State. In the second half of their games against Louisville, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Miami, they've allowed 30 total points.
Yes.
And that's the kind
not many.
I mean, we talk about the adjustments mostly in terms of, they finally get the passing attack going. They get their. I think it's really the defensive adjustments that has kept them in these games and has allowed them to win. It's the kind of thing where I think Florida State's going to finish the regular season undefeated.
Yeah.
And we're all going to have questions and doubts. But they're going to get a big layoff. They're going to get healthy, get practices, and by the time the playoff rolls around, it may be a different Florida State.
They could be in a better rhythm. Also, Dalvin Cook's burst, silly.
Yeah.
Silly burst.
Very unfair.
I don't know what that means, but it was ridiculous. Yeah. My meaningful thing of the week, God, I think Georgia, just in general, their defense especially, but Todd Gurley comes back, gets hurt, unfortunately. We don't know his status at the moment, but he, combined with Nick Chubb, ran all over an Auburn defense that hasn't been good. But Auburn's offense has been consistently pretty great and got shut down by Georgia.
Looked very average.
Yes, Nick Marshall doesn't complete half of his passes. Cameron Artis-Payne has an okay day, but not anything near where he's been. And Georgia's defense had been allowing big plays, hadn't been fantastic against the run, and they just silenced.
Right. So Georgia now does not technically control its own destiny in the SEC East.
Because of course not.
Because
somehow.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
But they are done with their conference schedule.
Yes.
And they need Missouri to lose either to Arkansas or Tennessee, both of whom looked very impressive this week.
Yep.
You could see Missouri losing one or both of those games. I am really interested to see how Georgia finishes the season out, especially with Georgia Tech on deck. Tech looked very good beating Clemson yesterday, and it's a rivalry game that always sort of has weird things happen.
True.
There is no lead Georgia Tech can't blow in that game.
That is totally fair.
I'm excited about it all the same.
Nice. Well, I'm going to get you excited about something even better.
Do tell.
Because there is a large human scoring a touchdown, fat guy touchdown.
Man.
Does the bowling celebration.
Worth it. Give him 60 penalty
all
yards.
Of them.
Worth it.
78-yard extra point,
And then,
whatever.
And then the cartwheel.
Love the
My
cartwheel.
Lord.
Fat
Great
guy
form.
cartwheel.
Great form.
Go Mercer.
What I would really like to see next time, I assume he's going to score more touchdowns.
Obviously.
Bring out the balance beam, let him do a whole routine, set some music to
Twinkle
it.
toes?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be nice.
Nail the dismount. Nail the dismount.
That's what the name of our gymnastics show should be. His name is Ryan. My name is Dan. Thank you to our health and fitness correspondent, Nathan. We'll see you next week.